In this video, we'll get started creating our first Unity 3D project. Our objectives will be to download the assets that we'll use in the project, start up Unity and create a new project, and then import the assets within that project. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is download the assets that we need. So here on the Coursera website, I'm going to download the solar system assets for the week 2 project. And these will come down into my downloads folder. It comes down as a zip archive. On the Mac, I could simply double click on the zip archive to extract it. If you're on Windows, you can right click on the file and choose extract here to extract it. So once I extract it, I get a folder called solar system assets. I'm just going to drag it out here onto my desktop. So this folder, if I open it, has 3 subfolders. It's got a scripts subfolder that has 3 C# script files. You can see the .cs extension. It's got a folder called sounds, which has 3 audio files that we'll be using. And it's got a textures folder, which has a number of JPEG images courtesy of NASA. These are different pictures of different planets. So if we look at the Earth, for example, you see, yes, that's a nice picture of the Earth that we can use as a texture on a planet. So let's go ahead and start Unity 3D. And I want to start a new project, so I'll go ahead and click New Project. And I want to give it a logical project name, so I'm just going to call this my Solar System Simulation. And it may take a few seconds for the new project to come up, but here we go. I've got basically an empty project here. You can see there's nothing in my project tab. When Unity first starts up, it does give you an initial scene. The scene isn't saved yet, but you can see in the scene I've got a main camera that's basically the view of what I'm seeing down in the game window, and I've got a directional light just to give some initial light to my scene. We'll eventually change what's in our scene, but this is the defaults for now. So what I want to do is I want to import those assets that I downloaded. So there's many different ways to do that. I can go under Assets, for example, and choose Import New Asset. With this technique, it allows us to pick one asset at a time and bring it in. Of course, I've got many assets, so let me go ahead and cancel out of this. And if I go back to my file system and position my windows accordingly, I can simply just drag and drop these folders into my project panel within Unity. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll select all 3 of these and drag them over and drop them right there in the project panel. And that will start the process of importing the assets. And depending on the number of assets and how large they are, it may take longer to import. So you can see those same folders that we had in the file system are now here in the project. So we've got a scripts folder with the three script files. We've got a sounds folder with the 3 sound files. And we've got a textures folder with all of those NASA provided textures. The process of importing duplicates those files. So the original files on my file system that were on the desktop are separate. The files themselves were copied into my project folder. So if I rename these or make changes here, it wouldn't reflect back to that original folder where I got these files from. So now we're ready to start building our project. In the next video, we'll discuss a bit about the 3D coordinate system, as well as the important mathematical concept of vectors and transformations.